Imagine waking up before sunrise in a world with no roads, no hospitals, no medicine cabinets, and no one coming to rescue you. The air is cold. The fire from last night is almost dead, just a few red coals breathing under the ash. Around you, your small group is beginning to stir. Someone is sharpening a stone blade. Someone else is checking the dried meat hanging near the shelter. A child coughs. A dog-like animal, half wild and half familiar, lifts its head and listens to something you cannot hear. You are hungry, so you step away from camp, not far, just beyond the ring of smoke, where the grass grows high and silver with dew. You are looking for roots, berries, maybe bird eggs, maybe a lizard hiding under a flat stone. Every morning is a negotiation with hunger. Every step is a question. Is this food or is this danger? Then it happens. You move your foot beside a rock and the rock moves. There is a flash, a sound like dry leaves being crushed, and a sudden pain in your ankle so sharp it feels like fire has been pushed under your skin. You jump back. Your breath stops. There, coiled in the grass, is a snake. For one frozen second, the two of you stare at each other. Its body is patterned like shadow in sunlight, almost invisible until it moves. Its head is lifted. Its tongue flickers. It does not hate you. It does not want revenge. It is not evil. It is simply ancient, efficient, and very good at surviving. And now, in the Stone Age, you have just been bitten. The first thing you would feel is not always terror. It might be confusion. Your brain is trying to understand something faster than language. Pain, movement, snake, blood, danger. Your body reacts before your thoughts do. Your heart pounds. Your muscles tighten. Your eyes lock onto the ground, searching for another snake, another strike, another mistake. And that reaction is not random. Deep inside your brain, there may be old wiring shaped by millions of years of living alongside snakes. Primates are strangely good at noticing snake-like shapes hidden in clutter, a curved line in grass, a pattern that does not belong, a stillness that feels alive. Long before humans built temples, cities, or myths, our ancestors were learning a brutal lesson. The creature you fail to see is the creature that kills you. But seeing it now is too late. The snake slips away because most snakes do not want to fight. Venom is expensive. It takes energy to make. A snake would rather save it for prey. But you stepped too close, maybe onto its body, maybe near its hiding place. The bite was not a hunt. It was a warning delivered through fangs. Now the venom begins its work. This is the part that makes a venomous snake bite so terrifying in a prehistoric world. The danger is invisible. A lion tears you open. A cliff breaks your bones. A snake leaves 2 small punctures, maybe barely bleeding, and then death travels beneath the skin. Depending on the snake, the venom might attack your blood, your nerves, your muscles, or your tissue. Some venoms turn the bite area into swelling, heat, bruising, and destruction. Some interfere with clotting, so blood no longer behaves the way blood should. Some creep toward the nervous system, weakening the muscles that let you breathe. In the modern world, we have names for these processes. In your world, there is only one word for it, spoken in fear around the fire. Snake. You call out. Your group hears you. They come running, but not carelessly. Everyone knows the snake may still be nearby. One man grabs a long branch. A woman pulls a child behind her. Someone sees your ankle and makes a sharp sound in their throat. The bite marks are there. 2 tiny holes. It is almost insulting how small they are. You have survived storms, hunger, broken stone, infected cuts, winter nights, and the eyes of predators glowing beyond the firelight. And now your life may depend on 2 marks smaller than seeds. Your people do not know about anti-venom. They do not know about immune systems or enzymes or neurotoxins, but they are not stupid. Prehistoric humans were not primitive in the way people often imagine. They were expert observers of their world. They knew tracks in mud the way we know street signs. They knew which plants healed, which plants poisoned, which animals charged, which animals bluffed, and which snakes were feared. So they would look at the snake if they saw it. They would remember its color, its size, the shape of its head, the place where it was hiding, the season, the time of day. Knowledge was not written down, it lived in memory, story, scars, and graves. Someone might tell you not to move, and strangely, that may be one of the best instincts they could have. Because movement spreads venom faster through the body. Panic is dangerous. Running back to camp could pump the venom through you, like water through a river after rain. But staying calm when your ankle is burning and your mind is screaming is almost impossible. Your body wants to flee. Survival, in this moment, means resisting one of your oldest survival instincts. They help you sit. Your ankle begins to swell. At first, it is just tightness, then heat, then pressure. The skin stretches. The pain deepens from a sharp bite into a throbbing, spreading ache. You can feel your pulse in the wound. Every beat seems to push the poison farther. Someone ties a strip of hide above the bite. Maybe too tight, maybe not. This is where prehistoric help could become dangerous. Across human history, people have tried cutting snake bites open, sucking out venom, burning the wound, applying stones, herbs, mud, charms, or tight bindings. Some of those actions might feel logical in the moment. Get the poison out. Stop it from moving. Fight the invisible enemy with something visible. But venom is not waiting politely in a pocket under the skin. It begins dispersing almost immediately. Cutting the wound can make bleeding and infection worse. Sucking does little and can cause more damage. A tight tourniquet can trap blood, destroy tissue, and cost a limb. Of course, you do not know that. Your people only know what has happened before. Maybe one elder survived a bite after a plant paste was placed on his leg. Maybe another died after the same treatment. But human memory is messy. We remember the story that feels powerful, not always the one that is true. And in the Stone Age, every treatment is also a ritual against helplessness. Someone chews bitter leaves and presses them onto your skin. Someone murmurs words to the ancestors. Someone else watches your face because your face is becoming information. Are your eyelids drooping? Are you sweating? Are you confused? Are you vomiting? Can you still speak? You try to answer. Your mouth is dry. The world feels too bright. And here is the horrifying truth. Whether you survive may depend less on courage and more on details you cannot control. What species bit you? How much venom entered? Was it a dry bite where little or no venom was injected? Did the fangs hit deeply? Were you bitten on the foot, the hand, the face? Are you a strong adult, a child, pregnant, already weak from hunger? Is your group close to shelter or far from camp? Is it hot, making dehydration worse? Is infection waiting in the dirt? In the modern world, many people survive venomous snake bites, especially with quick medical care. But you are not in the modern world. There is no ambulance, no sterile bandage, no anti-venom stored in a refrigerator, no doctor watching your breathing, no IV fluids, no blood tests, no painkillers beyond plants, pressure, and endurance. Your body is the battlefield. The first hour would be filled with watching. That may sound passive, but for ancient humans, watching was science. They would watch the swelling climb, watch the color change, watch your breathing, watch whether you could stand, watch whether your eyes stayed clear, watch whether fear became sleep and whether that sleep was natural or dangerous. If the venom damaged tissue, the bite area could become grotesque. Your ankle might balloon, the skin might darken, blisters might form. The pain might become so intense that every touch feels like flame. And even if you lived, the wound could become infected later. In a world without antibiotics, survival did not end when the venom stopped. The second enemy was rot, but if the venom attacked the nerves, the danger might look quieter. That is almost worse. Maybe the bite does not swell much. Maybe the pain fades. For a moment, people hope. Then your vision blurs. Your eyelids become heavy. Your speech slurs. Swallowing becomes difficult. Your limbs feel distant, as if they belong to someone else. The muscles in your chest grow tired. You are still awake. You can hear people speaking, but breathing becomes work. Imagine the terror of that. Not being torn apart, not bleeding out under the moon, just lying beside a fire while your own body slowly forgets how to inhale. Your group might try to keep you awake. They might lift you, they might chant, They might press your chest or blow air toward your face without understanding exactly what is failing. And all around them, the world would continue. Birds calling, insects buzzing, smoke drifting into the pale sky, life carrying on with unbearable indifference. This is one of the reasons snakes became more than animals in the human imagination. They appear from nowhere. They move without legs. They vanish into holes, trees, water, and grass. They shed their skin, seeming to renew themselves. They can kill with a wound so small it looks like nothing. To ancient people, that must have felt supernatural. A snake bite is a death that arrives secretly, a message from the ground itself. But humans had their own kind of venom, not in fangs, but in memory. If you died, your death would teach the group. Children would be warned about that patch of grass. The snake's pattern would be described again and again. The rock where it hid might become taboo. The story of your bite would outlive you, carried from campfire to campfire, as survival knowledge disguised as fear. And if you survived, you would become even more valuable. A survivor is a living archive. People would ask what it felt like. When did the pain spread? Which plant was used? How long before the swelling stopped? Did the snake rattle, hiss, flatten its neck, coil, strike twice? Every detail could matter. Your scar would not just be a scar. It would be a warning carved into flesh. Now picture the long night after the bite. The group does not sleep deeply. Someone keeps the fire alive. Someone sits near you, listening to your breathing. The stars overhead are violent with brightness, because there is no city light to dim them. The darkness beyond the fire is full of small sounds. Somewhere out there, the snake is alive, hunting mice, frogs, lizards, doing exactly what it was born to do. You drift in and out. Maybe you dream of walking. Maybe you dream of the ground moving. By morning, there are two possible worlds. In one, you are worse. Your leg is enormous. Your lips are pale. Your breathing is shallow. The group must decide whether to stay with you or move. That choice is brutal, but prehistoric life was full of brutal choices. A small band cannot always stop for one person. Food runs out. Predators follow weakness. Children need water. Love and survival do not always point in the same direction. In the other world, you are still alive. The swelling has slowed. The pain remains, but it is no longer climbing. Your breathing is steady. You can drink. You can speak. You may not walk for days, maybe weeks. You may lose skin, strength, even part of your foot depending on the injury. But you are alive, and that would feel like magic. Not because magic saved you, but because in a world where people saw death often, survival itself must have felt sacred. A venomous snake bite in the Stone Age would not be just a medical emergency. It would be a collision between biology, fear, culture, and chance. It would reveal how fragile the human body is, but also how powerful human cooperation can be. Alone, you might crawl into the grass and disappear. With others, you might be carried, watched, cooled, comforted, protected from predators, and given the one medicine humans have always had before all others: care. That may be the most important part. Ancient humans survived not because they were the strongest animals, or the fastest, or the most venomous. They survived because they noticed things. They remembered, they taught, they gathered around the injured. They turned fear into stories and stories into warnings. A snake had venom. Humans had each other. So if you were a caveman and a venomous snake bit you, your fate would hang in the space between two tiny punctures and an entire tribe's memory. You might die before sunset. You might survive and limp for the rest of your life. You might become the reason a child learns never to step blindly over a log. And thousands of generations later, that child's descendants would still feel something ancient when they see a snake in the grass. A jolt, a pause, a cold spark in the spine. Because somewhere deep inside us, the old world is not gone. It is still watching the ground.